Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Tuesday, May 9th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. New York Mets vs Cincinnati Reds. New York has struggled mightily as of late as they were swept by the Detroit Tigers and then lost 2 of 3 to the Colorado Rockies. On Tuesday, the Mets will be starting right-hander Max Scherzer, who's 2-2 with a 5.56 ERA while on the road this season. The righty is 1-2 with a 7.13 ERA in 4 starts. In his last start against the Tigers, he went 3.1 innings, allowing 6 runs on 8 hits. As a pitching staff, New York has a team ERA of 4.74, which ranks 22nd. On Tuesday, the Reds are starting right-hander Luke Weaver, who's off to a rough start in 2023, as the righty is 0-2 with a 7.88 ERA. At home this season, he has a 9.53 ERA over 5.2 innings in 1 start, as in his last start, he went 4.1 innings, allowing 4 runs on 9 hits against the San Diego Padres. As pitching staff, the Reds have a team ERA of 5.19, which ranks 27th. New York has struggled to begin the year, which has been a surprise, but this is a good matchup for the Mets to get a win and cover the -1.5. Although Max Scherzer has struggled to begin the year, he has pitched well against the Reds lineup, while Luke Weaver has been awful this season, and the Mets have him hit hard. New York can still score plenty of runs, and against Weaver, I expect that to be the case here. Scherzer, meanwhile, has had problems with his command, and if he makes that small adjustment, he can get back to his usual stuff. Weaver, meanwhile, gives up a ton of contact, and that is a concern against the Mets, while the Reds' bullpen also struggles, which is why I like New York -1.5 here. I also like the over 9.5 runs in this one, as I expect New York to score plenty of runs against Weaver, while the Reds still should be able to score a few against Scherzer and this Mets bullpen, which has been inconsistent. This season, New York is 15-19-1 in hitting the over, but on the road are 10-9-1, while Cincinnati is 18-16 in hitting the over, and at home are 11-7 in hitting the over. Finally, in the Mets' last 10 games, the games are averaging 9.5 runs per game, while Cincinnati's last 10 games are averaging 10 runs per game. Take the over 9.5 as I expect New York to score plenty of runs against Weaver. Oakland Athletics vs New York Yankees. The Athletics will start Drew Rucinski for the second game of this series with the Yankees. Allowed 5 runs on 4 hits and 5 walks, while striking out 3 over 3.2 innings, taking the loss last Thursday versus the Mariners. Rucinski opened with a pair of scoreless innings, but Taylor Trammell hit a 2-run home run off the right-hander in the 3rd. Rucinski struggled with his command and allowed 3 runs in the 4th. The 34-year-old had a hamstring injury to start the season, and he has not shown much in his first 2 starts, with a 7.71 ERA, 2.25 WHIP, and 4.6 KBB through 9.1 innings. But it looks like the Athletics will keep trotting him out there to soak up innings. They have been abysmal from the mound all year, and that looks to be the norm. Clarke Schmidt will take the mound for the Yankees in the second game of this series. He did not factor into the decision last Wednesday, allowing 2 unearned runs on 6 hits and 2 walks over 4.1 innings during a 4-3 win over Cleveland in extras. He struck out 4 in the shortened effort. Both of his first inning runs were unearned due to a fielding error by Anthony Rizzo, but the right-hander was still struggling with his pitches and got pulled in the 5th after allowing a 1-out single to Jose Ramirez. Schmidt has given up multiple runs in each of his first 7 starts this season and has yet to complete more than 6 innings. His 5.83 ERA and 1.70 WHIP need work, but his 36.9 KBB through 29.1 innings are promising for the Yankees. Expect that ERA and WHIP to slowly lower if he continues to strike batters out at this rate. Clarke Schmidt will take the hill for the Bombers in the second game of this series. He did not factor into the decision last Wednesday, allowing 2 unearned runs on 6 hits and 2 walks over 4.1 innings during a 4-3 win over Cleveland in extras. His 5.83 ERA and 1.70 WHIP need work, but his 36.9 KBB through 29.1 innings are promising for the Yankees. Expect that ERA and WHIP to slowly lower if he continues to strike batters out at this rate, and that downward trend will commence in this start against Oakland. Although the leash was short in his last appearance, look for him to go 5 or 6 innings with numerous punch-outs. The Yankees come in as a heavy favorite, so take them with some juice here, by 2 or more runs. Journeyman Drew Rucinski will get the start for the Athletics in this game. He has an ERA well over 7 and is not fooling anyone with his pitches. He has not been sharp at all this season and is merely being thrown out there to soak up innings in what has been an awful Athletics pitching staff. They have allowed the most home runs, hold the highest staff ERA and WHIP, and have given up the most runs in the majors. The total has gone over in 13 of Oakland's last 18 road games. They have only won 5 of their last 20 games. Boston Red Sox vs Atlanta Braves. The Red Sox are 21-15 overall this season. They are currently in 4th in the American League East Division. Boston is 8 games behind the first-place Tampa Bay. Boston is in great form as they have won 8 of their last 9 games. Their 8-game winning streak was snapped by Philadelphia on Sunday, May 7th. In their latest game, the Phillies won 6-1 over the Red Sox. Tristan Casas was the lone run for Boston as he hit a solo home run. Tanner Houck pitched 5.2 innings and allowed 3 earned runs in the loss. Boston could only muster 5 hits during the game. The Braves are 24-11 this season. They are leading the National League East Division by 7 games as they have been dominant to begin the year. Atlanta has won 5 of their last 6 games entering Tuesday's clash. They are coming off of a series win against Baltimore and a sweep versus Miami on the road. In their latest game, Atlanta beat Baltimore 3-2 in extra innings on Sunday, May 7th. Michael Harris too drove in the winning run in the 12th inning to take the win for the home team. Bryce Elder pitched 5.1 innings in his start. He earned 1 earned run and 4 hits in the no decision. The Braves' offense has been one of the best in the league and the Red Sox have been poor in allowing runs. Atlanta has the firepower to get past Boston's pitching. The Red Sox have been strong from their batter's box, but they will meet one of Atlanta's best pitchers in Morton. He has an ERA of 3.88 this year, which will easily shut down the Red Sox. Take Atlanta to cover. Both of these teams have been some of the best in the league over the course of the past 2 weeks. This should be a low-scoring game as each team will be ready for a big series. The under is 5-2 in Red Sox last 7 road games, with a total set at 9.0 to 10.5. The under is 4-1 in Braves' last 5 games, with a total set at 9.0 to 10.5. Take the under on Tuesday. San Diego Padres vs Minnesota Twins. The Padres lost a 5-2 heartbreaker to the Dodgers in their last game, giving up a game-tying 2-out HR in the 9th inning and then a 2-run HR in the 10th inning. Manny Machado had 3 hits and an RBI in the losing effort, and Xander Bogaerts also had an RBI. On the season, San Diego ranks a respectable 13th in the majors in staff ERA, but only 22nd in runs scored. Juan Soto leads the team with 17 RBI, but has none in the last 3 games and is only batting .220 on the season. Machado is only batting .252, with 4 HR and 14 RBI, but is heated up as of late, with 5 hits in the last 3 games. On the season, the Padres are 8-6 on the road. Michael Wacha, 215.46 ERA 1.40 WHIP, gets the nod for Game 1 and is coming off a great start where he pitched 6 scoreless innings and only gave up 2 hits in a 2-1 extra inning loss to the Cincinnati Reds. He was not sharp in his previous 3 starts, giving up 15 runs in only 13 1/3 innings. This is Wacha's first season with the Padres, and last season with the Red Sox faced the Twins twice, only giving up 2 runs in 11 innings. The Twins were on the road in their last game and were almost no hit in a 2-0 loss to the Guardians. Alex Kirilloff got the lone hit and it did not come until the 7th inning. Minnesota has been led by their pitching, ranking 3rd in the Bigs in team ERA and 14th in runs scored. Byron Buxton is one of 4 everyday players and leads them by batting .239. He also leads the team with 8 HR and 19 RBI and has gone hitless in the last 3 games. Carlos Correa is only batting .193 with 5 HR and 15 RBI, and he has 2 solo HRs in the last 4 games. On the season, the Twins are 10-6 at home and they have won 6 of their last 7 home games facing the Padres. Not only have both teams lost their last 2 games, but each only scored 3 runs in the losses. The Twins are coming off almost being no hit in their last game, and they have only faced 2 teams this season that currently have a winning record. Wacha was great in his last start, and I look for him to have a good outing facing a Minnesota team that has struggled at the dish in the last 2 games. He also pitched well against the Twins in 2 starts facing them last season. On the other side of the coin, the Padres will get to Varland, who has an ERA north of 5.00. They will not light him up but get him for a few runs, which is all they will need to take Game 1 of this series. Our team pick is Padres. And our total pick is over.